Hello and welcome to another Amazon live stream. Just realized I've got my headphones in, I don't need those. How is everyone doing? Thanks everyone for joining. For those of you that are new to watching this, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it afterwards, and by the way, all these lives are available. You can watch back. Just go to my channel, go to lives. My name's Simon. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. And yeah, I do Amazon and make a lot of money doing it, basically. And I do these kind of live Q&As twice a week. Try and do twice a week anyway, at least. And well, just twice a week. Answering questions that you guys have around Amazon. And yeah, just helping you out and giving you a few tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. And just talk about my experience and my journey, basically. Hey, Franco. Hey, Zara. Thanks for joining us, guys. Massively appreciate you guys coming on. It's good to have people right off the bat on board. I was going to just put a quick. I was going to put a quick thing onto on Discord. I'm terrible at multitasking here. There we go. Cool. That'll do. Right. Yeah. So how's everyone doing? How you guys doing? How is Amazon going for everyone? That's the main question. We're in Q4. We're starting off in Q4, which is, you know, things seem to be going pretty well. For me, they're going pretty well. Can't complain. So I just had a 45-minute convo with a friend on the phone. I had to cut it short because I was like, I've got to go on the live stream. So I've been a lot of meetings today, a lot of mentorship meetings today and things like that. But it's been good. Mentorship's going amazing. That is going amazing. Everyone's like so impressed, which is just awesome. But it's a lot more work than I expected. But that's really good though. Really enjoying it. But yes, how's my Amazon doing? Today is pretty good. Let's have a look. This is today. So considering yesterday was a little bit slow, to be fair. So it's nice to see again. Big. You can see. I guess it's these two. When it says 220%, I believe it's either that time last month or versus yesterday. I don't even know. But yeah, yesterday was pretty slow. Let's have a look. Yesterday was £196.82 profit. So yeah. You know, not as good yesterday, but the day before that, and it just shows you that you know. That sometimes it can be quite variable. I had what day was it? Was it the 7th, I think? I had a good day. Let's have a look. 7th. Yeah, here we go. I'll show you the 7th. I posted this in my community. If you're not in my community, by the way, there's a link in that description. Free community. This was one of my best days I've had in a long old time, actually. Hey, Zahn, how's it going, buddy? Oh, where did that go? It just disappeared off the screen. I don't know where that's gone. Let me screenshot it again. Just literally just disappeared off the screen. Got no idea where that went. There we go. So yeah, it's obviously somewhere up. But yeah, over £1,000 profit in one day on the 7th of October, which is crazy. I was not expecting that, but I got a really big order in that help. But yeah. Hey Adrian, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, that is an insane day on the 7th. That is not typical, by the way. I'm just going to point that out. I wish it was. That is not a typical day, but it does happen. You know, you get these crazy days here and there. So, but yeah. Hey, Bert, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're all right. But yeah, so we're just talking about, yeah. Actually, what am I on for the month then? So I'm on 443 today. Yesterday was rubbish. It's like 187. The day before that was like 1,000. This month then, month to date, I'll be honest, I'm pretty pleased with that. It's more than I thought, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. 4,237. Now, this is gross profit. Don't forget, this is gross profit. So I do have to factor in some expenses here and there, you know. But yeah, that's. I'm just looking. I've got £487 of fees this month as well, and I need to look into those. But yeah, so this is gross profit. So I do have to factor in some expenses and stuff. But yeah, you know, knock off 10. Let's say 20% off that. You know, just to give you an idea, basically. But yeah, pretty good. So but yeah. Not too bad, really. So what have I been doing? I've been not sourcing as much as I want, but I have been sourcing Quigita. It's been a little bit slow, to be honest, Quigita. I did get that deal on Tuesday during the live stream. If you want to watch me source Quigita, by the way, go to the live stream that I did on Tuesday. It's the one before this. And you'll see me doing some live sourcing, and then I actually find a really good deal and buy it. So, yeah, and it was like £1,000 profit. It was pretty good. So, but yeah, past few days it's been, but it's saying that this is how all sourcing works. You get these ups and downs, and that, and then you find one deal and you make 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. Best deal I've ever found was like between 15 and 17,000 profit in one deal. So yeah. It's really, you got to be persistent and consistent is the biggest tip I can give you. So, hey, Alex is going, hey, Adam, you got some good questions here. So, Alex is saying, I'm a new-ish seller, 3 months in. Cool, that's awesome to hear. I need to get my head around QuickBooks and Link My Books. Can you give me a brief rundown of some thoughts? So, I'll be honest, I'm not an accountant. I'm not an expert on accounting, but I know the basics, basically. So, I use Xero, so I'm not that familiar with QuickBooks, but they're all probably similar. Obviously your accounting software. Now you need to kind of, I guess, link that to Amazon. Amazon is not a simple bit of software when it comes to actually like linking up to these things. So you have to use something called Link My Books, which is in the middle. It's a ridiculously expensive bit of software, but you need it essentially. And it will link up, and depending on which plan you've got, it'll link up your Amazon, your eBay. It'll do your Amazon EU. It'll link all that into. You have to pay for all these channels. It's actually, I think it's more expensive for Link My Books than it is the actual accounting software. But it's just part of running the business basically. So, and then obviously within that, you then, need to mark down, as a VAT registered seller, for example, I need to mark things down that are expenses. I don't do this myself. My VA does it for me, but I know the basics of it. It marks them down as an expense. Do I mark it down as like a stock purchase? What are the VAT numbers? For me, being VAT registered, do I mark it down as 0% VAT? Am I reclaiming the VAT back? Is it 20%? All that kind of stuff, essentially. So you put all that stuff in. And then what happens after that? That's down to the accountant, basically. I don't deal with it after that. I just go in and reconcile stuff, and you can upload invoices as well. So that's reconciliation. So you buy something from, a website for £1,000. You get an invoice for £1,000. You put it on there, and you got that for HMRC if they want to see your invoices. So yeah, that's, I guess, pretty much the basics of it, I suppose. Beyond that, my knowledge just falls off a cliff essentially because I'm not an accountant. But hopefully that kind of helps you, I suppose. I've got no more interest in knowing more about accounting than that, to be honest with you. And that's why I got BA on top of accounting. So yeah, so I mean, if you do that, basically, if you get an accountant, and so basically my responsibilities are categorizing expenses. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, categorize expenses. Mark the correct VAT number, VAT things on there. Obviously, chasing invoices, things like that. Essentially, is the main thing to stay on top of. And that's obviously not just for Amazon and Authenticity having invoices; it's also for HMRC. Actually, we had an interesting discussion today with one of the mentees, talking about like fudging addresses and stuff for orders. I was like, one of the difficult things as an Amazon seller, is that, especially when you're VAT registered, is that you need to have your company name and the billing address. It's very important you have that in there. And actually, this was a bit of a revelation for this person, because it's basically very important, because HMRC could decline your VAT claim essentially if it's not clearly marked that it's bought for the business. It's just you. Let's say you just put your own name on the billing address. Basically, it becomes quite mixed on like who bought it. It might be through the company account, but then was it for you or was it for the company? Whereas you can just clear that all up if you just put the company name in there, and you can just, as long as it's anywhere in the address, it's fine. Just put it somewhere in the address, your company name. So like FBA Mogul Limited or whatever it is, and then basically, that'll be good enough for HMRC, or should be anyway. So that's an important thing to do. Basically, in theory, if HMRC are looking through it all, they could decline the ability to reclaim the VAT on that purchase. That's the worst case scenario, essentially. They might say, you know what, this isn't clear enough, that basically this was done through the company. This is bought for the company. We may decline your ability to reclaim the VAT on that. But yeah, anyway, but good question though. But yeah, I know the basics of the accounting, but I'm not an expert because I just pay an accountant. So Adam is saying, what's the best strategy for making money on Amazon? Okay, that's quite a big one. How much realistic to start? Good question, mate. Okay, there are loads of strategies. Now, for a beginner, since you're brand new, I would 100% recommend only one strategy. That's online arbitrage, possibly retail arbitrage as well. So that personally comes down to your own preference. So if you're more of an outdoorsy person, you prefer to be out and about, then definitely retail arbitrage can be a good one to do. Driving around to Tesco's, Asda's, B&M's, all these places, finding deals, Dunelms, and coming up with good little loops and stuff, and driving around, finding the sales, finding the deals, going into stores. It's a lot of legwork, but the ROIs can be much higher. If that's more your personality, which is for some people, that's cool. Like I've got a good friend, Adam, who used to do bricklaying. He's definitely more of an outdoor person. He prefers doing retail arbitrage. Or if you're someone who prefers to be inside like me, a bit of a belly, because I sit at a computer all day, a bit of a geek. But yeah, prefer to be inside. Looking at who wants to be outside right now, with the weather it is, the way it is right now. Online arbitrage is the best way. So that's basically buying. Again, it could be from Dunelm, it could be Asda, it could be Sainsbury's, but you're buying from the online stores, not the physical stores. So that is the best model. I do not recommend personally private label, wholesale, or brand direct for beginners. I think it's just a mistake. I think it's a bad method for beginners. It's not a bad method overall. It's just bad one for beginners. Once you know what you're doing, after a year or two on Amazon, you can definitely go to those things. But yeah, so and then realistically, how much to start? I'll be honest. Most people, when they start Amazon, they put £1,000 in. They as a kind of like a test the waters kind of thing. And by the way, I want to just congratulate Adrian, by the way, because he made his very first sale today. Or is it yesterday? But yeah, so congrats, Adrian, on that one. But what most people do is they put like a £500 or £1,000 into the business. They get a few sales. They sell some stuff on Amazon. They realize this thing's real. Like they've had their first sale, the second sale. They're like, oh wow, actually this is a real thing. And then at that point, it's just basically a function of volume essentially and capital. And then people tend to put more money into it, 5, 10, 15, 20k, whatever they want to put in, essentially utilizing credit cards sensibly. So with credit cards, I don't mind you using them. Amex, Capital on Tap. Make sure you pay it off every month. Do not pay interest. If you end up paying interest, you just may as well just not bother, essentially, because the interest, it's going to wipe out your profits. It's good. These credit cards are good for just giving you a little bit of extra time to pay. Like Amex is 42 days. It might even be more actually if you buy at the very beginning of the billing period to when you have to pay. Capital on Tap's not as good, but you get some Amex points. You get a little bit of cash back. All that is wiped out if you do not pay it off. Basically, it's only if you're sensible and you're doing it. So when you don't pay interest, essentially. The 1% you get from Amex and Capital on Tap is not worth than the 30% or whatever you pay on. I don't even know what the rates are on Amex, like 30%, something crazy, 35%. It's so not worth it. So yeah, and it's not so. Anyway, I hope that answers the question anyway. So just made another sale. I'm clearing out some stock. So I made 29p on this one, but to be honest, I'm glad to making money because it's a brand that's literally, it's called CeraVe. It's a brand that's going hard gated on the 2nd of November. So I'm literally just trying to clear out. I managed to get a pallet in just in time of it, and I'm just trying to sell it. So the fact that I'm making money on it is a good thing. So Gary saying, how is Cogito for ungating at the moment? I'd say ungating right now is 50-50, maybe even 60-40 against on Cogito. In general, ungating is quite hard. Things are meant to be getting easier, maybe even very soon. I don't know if anyone's noticed any changes on ungating recently. I've definitely noticed something recently when I ungated something. I got a response back that I've never had before, and they were asking for more information from the supplier. It was very interesting. So I've given that to them. Then they declined me. But yeah, so it's interesting. Definitely ungating, I think, is going to be changing very soon, to be fair. And as I've noticed a few changes already, actually. So I've got a couple of ungates going right now, you still have to be persistent and consistent. I think that's one of the, it should make a t-shirt around this. Persistent and consistent equals success. I was just going to log into my Amazon now, but of course it's making me put the two-factor authenticator in. So let me do that quickly. And let me see how my cases are coming along for the ungates. So if I go to my cases, let's have a look here. So I got declined on one of them, and the other one is still work in progress. So yeah, I think things are changing with the ungating. But yeah, Cogito's always been about 50-50. But people have ungated massive brands with Cogito invoices, so you're good to go. But yeah, someone just messaged me. I wonder if it's related to the live or not. No. So yeah, Gary's saying, I'm reluctant to be buying Versace's. I'm gated, so not prepared to spend. Yeah, so do not buy. I'm a massive fan of Cogito, as you know, right? I love Cogito. I think it's one of the best platforms out there, but for buying stock. But right now, I wouldn't drop £1,000 on the hope of ungating. I wouldn't do it right now. It's just too risky. Unless you've got like a couple of $100,000 behind you or something like that, to buy. I wouldn't risk it right now. I would make sure you ungate using a site like Notino or Look Fantastic or some site like that, basically, to ungate and go from there, basically. But yeah, with Versace, I think Versace is a really good brand. I normally don't say to people ungate a brand before you've got a deal, but with Versace, I think it's Versace, Paco Rabanne, Marc Jacobs, Gucci. What other good ones are there? What other brands are there that's really good? Those kind of 4 or 5 that I just mentioned there are really good ones to maybe preemptively ungate, especially with Q4 coming up. But yeah, so we're in Q4 technically. But yeah, so they're ones to definitely, I think, maybe preempt and usually Look Fantastic. You know, you got 90-day returns on there, so if it doesn't ungate, you can return it with no risk to yourself whatsoever. Look Fantastic, I think, it's 30 days, so not ideal to be returning things, but worst case scenario. And yeah, you got that basically. But yeah, so I'm just trying to clear out a lot of stock right now. I'm selling. So to be honest, I'm quite glad that I'm even making money on these. So I'm having to do a big clear out on this CeraVe stuff. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'm still making money. Well, I guess technically I'm break even, maybe slight loss, 10p per unit probably, given I had to ship it into Amazon. But I've got to get it cleared before. I think it's the 3rd of November. So, and there's some people on there with a lot of stock on there. So I'm happy just to be breaking even essentially on that one, which is good. So it's going to hurt my ROI a little bit because that's like 2% ROI, but it is what it is. But yeah, Prime Day, I was going through all my orders actually. It was actually a pretty good day actually. It was a pretty good... I actually only reordered on the midnight on the first night. I actually missed a lot of stuff during the 2 days, and apparently it was a really good sale, so I've actually probably missed out on quite a lot, but I spent quite a lot of money anyway. So Adrian gambled, that's cool, yeah. I mean, in the long run, you'll be fine. But yeah, you'll be fine in the long run. So even if you have to go and do something like Look Fantastic or something like that to get the invoice, that will theoretically work. But yeah, so I think ungating right now should be getting a little bit easier. So but yeah, some good questions so far. If you've got any more questions, fire them out there. So yeah. So I guess shameless plug in the meantime, if anyone is actually looking for mentoring, I do mentoring now. So there's a link in the description if you're interested. It's out there basically. It's the best program out there by far. It's actually way more work than I actually thought because the curriculum we built out is way more detailed than I realised, and it's constantly being added to. But yeah, if that's something that interests you, there's that basically. Feel free to reach out. We want 6 people so far, so we actually just onboarded a lady today actually. So she's actually brand new to Amazon. Poor girl, or lady, yeah, basically. She sent her first shipment to Amazon maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it was all distributor damaged. So I don't know what happened there, but anyway, we'll have to kind of chase that up and fix that for her. But yeah, anyway, if that's of interest to you, the link in the description. It's all good basically. But yeah, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that really. But yeah, it's all good. It's been good fun. Really enjoying the mentoring so far. So but yeah, so yeah. Well, I don't know if I should say or not, but can I say Bert? Well, I'm kind of Bert's in the mentoring as well, so and hopefully you've been getting some good value over Bert. So I just dropped him in it, but I think it's hopefully okay. I don't think there's any kind of mentor-mentee sort of confidentiality there on that on him doing it. But yeah, so I think so far everyone's been getting loads out of it. To be fair, so yeah, it's been good so far. Been really enjoying it. But yeah, any other questions, guys, let me know. So I've been hoping to be finding some more deals on Cogito, actually. I've been looking today and just didn't find anything, which is a real shame, really. But yeah, it's just one of these things you just need to be... you need to be consistent on it, persistent and consistent, and just keep going. And you never know. You have these slow days, and then suddenly you find a really good deal. So, Zan is hopped on Arbisource. Have you got any tips to get the most out of it? Yeah, mate, there's loads on there to look at. You obviously take advantage of all the different scans you can do on stores and things like that. It's got like over 500-600 stores on there now. You've got the custom scans you can do as well, they've got a Chrome extension for that. You've got the price drop section. You've got reverse sourcing on there. There are so many features. I just spend some time going through and looking at all the different features on there, and go from there basically. So one thing I like to do is if I see a sale on somewhere, I'll throw it onto Arbisource. Let's say I see a sale on Sports Direct, I'll throw it onto Arbisource. I'll manually source it myself as well. Because, Arbisource is amazing. It's not perfect. It does miss stuff. So, yeah. yeah, I just use that basically. I just use it every day when I'm sourcing. I use it every day. It really is a good tool, and yeah, it's introducing a lot more in the US marketplace now as well, which is interesting. So I don't do USA myself, but yeah, it's definitely Callum's the owner is pushing out into USA and trying to improve it constantly. So yeah, it's a good. There was an update the other day as well. Actually, I can't remember what was on it, but yeah. So but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's good. It's good bit of software. I think it's better than the competitors myself. I think it's the best one out there. So yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that's a good little tips for you, I suppose. I use it with Cogita as well, so with Cogita price drops, to be fair, and yeah, so it's good. Gary's saying, for sending DG, what's the best delivery company to use? Yeah, I really don't. I can't give you advice on this one because I just don't. There is no right answer to this. I still to this day don't know what the answer is because I don't do it myself, unfortunately. If you're doing DG yourself, you shouldn't be doing it because you're not going to be insured. It's I mean, you can try Yodel, I suppose. I don't know if they're good. Do they let you do it? I don't know. The main thing is you can send it through anyone, right? Technically, it's not going to really end up on a plane, so it's okay. But like with UPS, for example, I'm pretty sure you're not insured on it. But you know, if you put the description, put perfume in there, it's going to say it's not allowed. So that's the risk you run. And of course, these things, you know, they're only little things. I haven't got a thing of perfume here, but I've got a can of 7-Up. You know, they cost 50 quid each. It doesn't take too many bottles of perfume to add up to 1,000, 2,000 quid in the box. You know, if that goes missing, it doesn't matter how big you are, that's a lot of money to lose. So unless you've got third-party insurance, maybe, but then they'll be saying, why are you sending it through UPS without permission? I don't know. I genuinely don't know what the answer to that is. I genuinely don't know what the answer is. Yeah, on that one. But yeah, if Yodel's good, you can't use Royal Mail. You may be able to use Parcel Force. Yeah, I think every is one of them, unfortunately. But yeah, it's silly, really, but it is what it is. I get it. I understand it to a certain extent. But yeah, so so Zara has applied for VAT registration 2 months ago. I haven't received any response from HMRC yet. I'm worried. I don't want my account to be suspended on Amazon. What should I do? Chase HMRC, I'd say. Yeah, I'd ring them up. I know you're abroad, Zara, so that's more tricky. But yeah, definitely I'd give them a call if you can and chase them up and see what is going on with it. It can actually take a few months, which is weird. But you just need to get in touch with them and ask, unfortunately. Yeah, they're not... I assume you've got like a login to HMRC. If you've got that, then log in and see if you can see your progress on there. But yeah, I'd log in, and if you can't see anything, I'd give them the ring. Unfortunately, yeah, that's probably what I'd do. You're trying to do the right thing, and they're just being really slow. But yeah, so hopefully you'll be okay with Amazon. You can say you've applied, you know, and you're just waiting for HMRC. So yeah, that's a pain, isn't it? When you're trying to do the right thing, and yeah, it's just they're just not responding, or they're just taking too long. But yeah, I think VAT Reg does take a little while, if I remember correctly. I feel like for me it took... I don't think it took 2 months. I think maybe it was like 3 weeks or something. But yeah, so yeah, that's a real shame. I just call them basically. It's gonna suck to call from abroad, but yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. Expense it to the business. Yeah, that absolutely sucks. Are you using a virtual address though, Zara? If you're using a virtual address, then I think Amazon are clamping down on virtual addresses now, actually, as well. I've heard multiple sources say that they're clamping down on virtual addresses. I think it's all part of Amazon's sort of clamp down on sort of fake foreign sellers. I'm not saying you're fake, Zara, but you know, some from certain countries setting up, companies, doing it all for the virtual addresses. Selling fake items. Then they get caught and banned. They just shut down the company, start a new one, over and over and over and over again. So yeah. But yeah, so any chance of another sourcing video? Maybe not Cogita, a bit of OA. Yeah, I need to do one, to be fair. I do need to sit down and do one, to be fair. But yeah, I'll wait till I find a sale or something, and then I'll maybe record. Yeah, I suppose I could do. I mean, I actually did a bit of OA sourcing yesterday, but it was rubbish, and I realised why, because the Prime was on. Prime Big Day was on, so Prime Big Day sale, whatever they called it. I lost track of the names of these things. And obviously all the price on Amazon were quite suppressed, actually. So, obviously there's a lot of sales going on. So, yeah, I probably should do it at some point. I'll be honest, as you can see, I get quite tired in the evenings. So when it comes to, especially now I'm doing so many calls a day, either like a sales call or mentoring calls. It actually does wipe me out, to be honest. But yeah, I will try and do some at some point. At the very least, I'll record one. I've got 2 videos I need to do. I was going to film one today. I just didn't get time. I was going to run through all the profit I made last month, and I'll go through all the expenses and things like that to give a total breakdown of how much I made. But yeah, so that's one of my videos. The other one's going to be talking about my overall sourcing strategy. Is another video I've got. So literally just talking about how I literally spend my day if I'm sourcing, and what I do and what's running in the background, what I'm and everything basically. So that'll be quite an interesting one. So it won't be going like into the actual sourcing, but it'll be going over my kind of overall strategy of sourcing, which I think is going to be a really good video. I might even crack the whiteboard out on that one, but which is over there, which you can't see. But yeah, so but yeah. No, it's all good. So you can see I've got my office is a bit of a mess at the moment. I've got some stuff down there. I'm selling one of my apartments. My brother's now moved out of it, so I'm just clearing out all my stuff out. Got some pictures and things like that. So yeah, just clearing that all out. And it's been fun times. Oh, all this kind of stuff takes so long, and it's just a pain. Anyway, stuff you just don't need in your life. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Yeah, trying to think what else I've been doing, really. Just a lot of calls. I've been literally, I feel like an adult now. I've got a calendar. Whereas before, I was like, just live my life, just like pretty chill. Now I've got a calendar with meetings in there and calls in there. He's probably not selling my mentoring program here, but now, yeah, I'm like, oh, I've got all these calls all the time. So I have to have a calendar and stuff for it. And yeah, it's interesting. So, yeah, it's good, but it keeps me busy. And it's actually surprisingly tiring doing calls, actually. It's surprisingly tiring, but yeah, but no, it's going really well though. I can't complain at all, really. So, well, I will complain. I want Cogito to be giving me some more deals, but yeah, it is what it is. Though I keep going. Like I remember last time there was a real slow week on Friday. There was like a really good deal, so I just need to keep searching and keep sourcing, and eventually something will pop up. But yeah, so yeah. Any other questions, guys? Running out of things to say. It'll have to be a quick one today. Oh, something look through some of my sales. I've got some good stock that's running out. I've got one here that I've just sold another one of £9 profit, but I'm down to my last 37 units now. I had 750 of those, and running out of that was a really nice seller. Yeah, a lot of my good stock actually is coming quite low, actually. So my sales might start to slow down a little bit, which is a shame. But yeah, we've actually got some good, with the mentees, actually, we've got a VA, and she actually found some really good leads, actually. So anyone who's in the actual mentoring program has seen some of the leads we put in there. They're definitely like slower sellers, which is stuff that I'm not normally one that would go for, but they're actually like, they're really, really good. So we actually put those out to the mentees. Some that were shared, some that were kind of raffled off. Because part of the mentoring program, you also get leads from me and from the VA. So yeah, there was some really good leads actually. I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of interesting actually. So really high profit leads. They were really good. We found a lead from one company, right? Oh, it's so funny. So it was a printer company, okay, and everyone ordered, and this company insists on calling you. So, and we said to everyone, just order 1 or 2 units, and they did, and then the company calls you up apparently, and then they start interrogating you about your business, which is ridiculous. I guess they do this for every single person. I think it's like a sales thing. And then they're saying, "Oh, that's not the right printer for you. We can sell you a different one, or we need to sell you the paper for it, and we won't ship it without the paper and all the rolls and stuff." It's just absolute insanity. So they obviously, every time this company gets an order, they're calling you up and basically trying to like upsell you, and it's just insane. So I think for one of the mentees, they made her buy some extra labels, and I was like, no, you should have said no to that. But I guess she got peer pressured into it. I was like, oh my god, this company's so bad. I just realised my Alexa Office Nanoleaf off. My Nanoleaf's on. There we go. It's ruining my lighting. But yeah, so apologies for that. I was being a bit funny. But yeah, so anyway, so okay, we've got a question. Well, not a question, a statement, I suppose. Friends Akib. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologies, I'm not. Cogito support team is very bad. They restrict my purchasing because of some unknown activity in my area. I'm unable to use my Mondu from last 15 days. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. My experience hasn't been that. I've had pretty good experience with Quicketa. So you're restricting purchasing because of some unknown activity in my area. I can't really comment on that one. If you want to DM me, I can then maybe escalate this with Quicketa and see what's going on, if they're not maybe telling you. Mondu is a totally separate company, by the way, so they just partner with Quicketa. So yeah, that's nothing to do with necessarily Quicketa, although they are partnered. Obviously, if Mondu is a finance company, by the way, they let you do like purchases for 30 days of free interest. But yeah, I don't actually use Mondu myself, to be fair. Though I probably should do. Free 30 days of money. Should probably use that. Yeah, I'm not sure. If you want to reach out to me, DM me, I can maybe escalate it and see if we can get some more explanation for you. Yeah, that's one of the good things about me being kind of friendly with Quicketa, is I can do this kind of stuff for you. So Adrian's saying, found a lipstick, good profit and ROI, not DG, then select another shade but came up as DG. Any idea that how that works? Yeah, it's just, I guess it's a misclassification on Amazon, essentially, Adrian. That does happen. The Amazon catalog is not well maintained. It is not well maintained at all. I've got a listing, for example, where the title's been ruined. You know, it's someone changed the title, you know, and Amazon just refused to fix it. Basically, it's ridiculous. So it's just, and I've seen it in the past as well. There was like a Disney doll. It was some sort of doll. I think it was the Queen Elizabeth sort of Barbie doll or something like that, and then someone literally changed the title to something random like Hot Wheels track or something. It took a long time for that to get fixed. It's crazy. So if you like own the listing, you can literally change the title and description to anything you want, and even if it makes no sense and causes bad issues for customers, Amazon just don't seem to care. It's real bad. And I've got one right now where I'm just taking an L on the stock because the listing's been broken for about 2 years now. I think 1.5 years. And I'm just having to, and the listing was like 400 or 500 sales a month. Now it's like 50 less. And it's just the title just broken, and I'm just relying on slowly selling the stock through on the images alone. It's really bad. Anyway, that does happen sometimes. You can't rely on the catalog to be 100% correct, unfortunately. So Connor is saying, just double checking, when making an Amazon seller account, which you make completely new Amazon account, even though I have an Amazon Prime customer account. Yes, you want to create a brand new Amazon account. Yes. It's been a while since I've done this, but yes, you want to create a brand new Amazon account with a brand new email. That'll be like, you know, your business email, for example. So I'd create a brand new email. You don't have to create an actual limited company if you don't want to, but you can just do it as a sole trader essentially. But yeah, you want to do that as separate, basically. Yeah, and ideally do it in a different browser. It's not a huge deal, but yeah, definitely. It's been a while since I've created an Amazon account, but yes, that's what you want to do. Yeah, Adrian, that does happen sometimes. It just obviously got misclassified at some point, and I doubt a shade would make a difference, but yeah, it just either misclassified or, yeah, I guess that's pretty much the only thing really. So, but yeah, I've actually had some really nice sales. I'm just looking at some of my sales today. Really nice sales. This is a nice one. I've only got one of these left as well. Just having a look here. Just having a look through my SDK. This is a nice one. Pretty nice profit, nice ROI on that one. This was a pretty good one as well. I can tell. I guess one of those was a light. This one here is a pasta maker. So again, ROI is not so. This is just an average one, I suppose, but not a bad profit. You know, on this one, it's quite nice. There was something earlier as well. I saw a really nice sale earlier. I mean, these are lovely. This one is just lovely. Here that I had here, this one. This is a perfume / aftershave. So £10 profit, 43% ROI. I need to actually look into that. I've got 20. I've sold quite a few today, and I might need to put the price up for Q4 there on that one. So there was a really nice one I had earlier, which was like insane ROI. Not insane, but like really good. If I can find it. Here we go. Yeah, this is a nice one. This is a lovely one here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look, 102% ROI. It's a slow seller. You know, I get maybe one sell every couple of weeks, or no, maybe one. When's the last? Actually, let's look. It's not a quick seller, to be fair. Let's have a look. So this one was sold on the, yeah, actually it's actually one a month right now, but do you know what? I could probably adjust the price on that one, but yeah, it's still pretty good though. I think in Q4 it's going to do better. But yeah, it's interesting anyway. I kind of like that one. So I'm happy to leave the stock in there. It's not very big. And if I even have to pay a bit of storage, I'm happy to make that profit. So so what would you do in that situation? Treat as DG or not? Yeah, I'd probably. I mean, you can send me the ASIN and have a look, but you probably have to say, if you're going to do it, send it in as DG. It's really, you can ask for you can ask for a reclassification potentially. So you can definitely ask them to like do remeasurements and stuff like that. But if you create that listing, in theory, you could ask them to reclassify it. Things go through hazmat reviews, and I guess that would be technically a hazmat review, and to unhazmat it, I suppose. That could be something you could do. It's not something I've actually done myself, but I've done remeasures before, where they'll basically say to them, look, that weight and size isn't correct, go and remeasure. But I've never done like a hazmat review. That should, in theory, be possible. It's an interesting one, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's an interesting one. That could be something you could do. Or you just send it in as hazmat, which kind of sucks. But yeah, but you'll be fine. That's one you can send in. You just pay yourself, do UPS, and you say it's lipstick. You know, they're not going to know it's because it's not actually hazmat. I'm assuming. So unless it's I seriously doubt it's hazmat. You do get some silly little things like every now and then. I mean, hazmat, by the way, for people that don't know, perfumes, aftershaves, aerosol cans, paint sometimes, or not sometimes paint, not always. If it's water-based, it won't be. But if it's something sort of like alcohol-based or, I'm not a paint expert, but non-water-based paint can sometimes be. There's things like that, essentially, where they end up being hazmat. There is one here, I'm going to find it, which is like, and sometimes you get silly little ones, which I'm about to show you now. Here we go. Let me get an image up here and show you. And sometimes you get caught out by ones like this. So let me just close down SellerAmp. Let me take a screenshot here for you. Here we go. I think this one actually popped up today. A few days ago on the Prime. Let me just bring the image size down so you guys can see this one. Right, so sometimes you get something like this and you're like, well, why is that hazmat? And it's because it's got this stupid little thing on the bottom right hand side here, this little sachet of cleaning liquid. So now this entire product is now considered hazmat, which is ridiculous. But yes, that can happen at times. And that causes the entire thing to become hazmat, which is a real shame. But I've seen that before with people with these kind of listings. And now the whole thing has to be sent in through hazmat. I've seen it another time where it was a very similar thing, except it was like an alcohol cleaning pad. And again, like a very small little sachet type thing. And it caused the entire thing to go hazmat. So watch out for that kind of thing as well. Another one people got caught out with. Let me see if I can find it. This was an A2A one, I believe, a while back. This one here, if I find it. It's this one here. It was an auto glim. Again, you've got to be, sometimes you've got to be careful. This one here, it was an auto glim set. People bought this one. And they didn't realise that, unfortunately, if I again zoom in here on this one, take a picture, that's not a great image, that basically there's one item in here that was a hazmat. And if you just look to the left-hand side of this bag, you can see there's an aerosol can, which now made this entire kit hazmat. So another thing to look out for as well. Just little things like this. I'll see if I can take just a picture of that, basically. But yeah, that was the again, just little. They sometimes catch you out, basically. You know. So I'll be honest, I nearly got caught out by this one. I would have been caught out by that. But yeah, you can see there, basically, yeah, this can cause this entire thing to be hazmat. I decided not to buy it because I didn't think it was profitable enough, and I'm glad I didn't, because then it was hazmat and it was a pain in the butt. So yeah, so you got to watch out for little things like that. They don't come around too often. Kartra is one. Auto glimmers, little things like that. Basically, you got to be careful where you get caught out. There's either a small little sachet of hazmat in there, or in that one there's like a can and stuff like that. But yeah, this product may have lithium battery. That's why it's hazmat. No, it's not. It's literally because of the sachet. It's not. Lithium battery's got nothing to do with hazmat. Definitely not. You know, unfortunately not on that. Well, it's just not on that one. Yeah, because I sell loads of stuff with lithium batteries and it's absolutely fine. They're not hazmat. It's literally because that's on that Kartra one. It's the sachet. It's so silly, but that little sachet is hazmat basically. It's crazy, but it is. Let me find it on the listing and show you. I've seen it before, multiple times. Well, not multiple times, but yeah, I've seen it before. But yeah, if I can find it on the listing. But yeah, anyway, so something to look out for anyway, yeah, anyway, kind of interesting. But yeah, so just be careful. I mean, that kind of thing's probably fine to send. Like, you can send that yourself, and if it gets lost in UPS, say, hey, it's not, cartridge is going to be fine. They're not going to know about a tiny little sachet in there. It's just when you're doing like perfumes, aftershaves, and sending those yourself. And for those that don't know, by the way, what we're talking about here is to send hazmat. So let's take a step back, actually. When you send things into Amazon have a partner carrier, which is UPS and now DPD as well. You can get really good rates sending things into Amazon, but they only allow you to send in like non-hazmat items, essentially. If you want to send hazmat items in, Amazon will let you do it, but you've got to provide your own courier, essentially. So you've got to figure out who you're going to send it with. Now, a lot of people are basically sending it via UPS or whoever, and the problem with that is you're not going to be insured. So again, if you're sending in, a big box full of perfumes that cost 50 quid each, it doesn't take long for that to add up to 1,000, 2,000, whatever price. So if something gets damaged and it gets lost, then your stuff basically, UPS will not refund you. But yeah, so that's the one thing to look out for, essentially. But yeah, when you're doing hazmat, you've got to make your own arrangements, which is why I recommend use a prep center. Just notice my beard is very orange today. Maybe it's just the lighting. Yeah, you got to use like it's a royal beard with a bit of grey actually. Oh god, I'm going very grey. It's definitely showing my age now. Hide that behind there. But yeah, so you got to be careful when you're sending in the hazmat, and use a prep center basically for hazmat. So yeah, definitely. But no, it's Amazon's been going pretty well. Can't complain at all, really. So it should be on for a really good month this month. But I'll be honest, my stock levels are dropping. I really need to knuckle down and get back to sourcing, to be fair. So like I said, I've got I bought a lot of stuff on Prime Day, which is nice. So yeah, that should be good. But still need to buy more. So I suppose I'm still annoyed that Clinique went hard gated. That's one that was really a bit of a gut punch for me, to be fair. If someone like Versace goes hard gated, I'd actually cry. But yeah, so what are you guys focusing on for Q4? Have you got any kind of strategy in mind? Are you going for perfumes, aftershaves? Are you going for toys? Are you going for consumer electronics? Are you going for, I don't know, gift sets and things like that? What are you guys doing? So you just DM me, Ryan Kuyot support team Monday is very helpful for me. I haven't got a DM from you, mate. So yeah, I don't know who you've DM'd, but certainly not me. Built to craft. I can't believe eating too much Nando's. Nice, mate. You're making me want a Nando's now. I did have chicken and rice twice a day actually. So yeah, I've been losing a bit of weight, which has been good. Slowly getting there. It's slow progress, but I've been trying to eat relatively healthy. I went for a Chinese out last night, to be fair, but yeah, didn't eat a huge amount though. But yeah, so yeah, I've had chicken and rice today twice, so I'll have probably one more meal today. But yeah, well done on that. Well done on the old Nando's. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. What's your go-to on Nando's? Not that I go very often, but I normally get like a chicken wrap, I think it is. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know who you've DM'd, friends, Akib, but it's certainly not me. I can see. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you've not messaged that impersonator that's impersonating me on Discord. Oh, someone's in the in the call thing on voice chat. Interesting. Huh, weird. Okay, am I on there? Hopefully I'm not. No, that's weird. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know who you DM. Oh, yeah, DM me. When I say DM me on Discord. Not on like Instagram or anything like that. Do it on Discord. I don't know if you did it. Mogul bot. Yeah, that's not me. That's a bot, mate. You need to. Yeah, that's not me. That's the bot. You need to DM FBA Mogul. If you look on the Discord, I'm right at the top. In yellow. Yeah, under management. Yeah, definitely don't message Mogul bot. That's not me. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it says in there as well. I'm a bot. Do not DM me. I think that message gets sent out when you join Discord, but it's fine, mate. Discord can be a bit confusing for people that are not familiar with it, to be fair. So, but yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how many other people have like messaged Mogulbot expecting a response. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting actually. So yeah, but no, I'll see how I can help you, mate. But yeah, I had a couple of features. Oh yeah, I did see that, mate. Yeah, did I respond? I swear I responded. Did I not respond? Feature requests. Oh yeah, I didn't. I swear I wrote a response out for this. Maybe I didn't send it. So Adrian's asking, can you add a brand database lookup? I can do that. I just need to make sure that only members get access to it. And then same for stores and list of all the stores you have info. Yeah, I think I can do that. No problem. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'll make it so only people that have got an account can do it. But yes, I think that could be quite easily done. I think someone sent another suggestion, was it? Which was the we're talking about OA Hero, by the way. This is the one that's on the right hand side there. Actually managed to get it right this time. So this is my extension software. It's I'll be honest, it's a tiny little bit neglected right now. We've got a big update that I need to get out. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. I think it was about a bot actually. Someone had a feedback or bug around that. Am I just imagining things now? Someone asked a question about doing something. Anyway, yeah. So Adrian, yeah. Sorry, I did see that. Apologies. I will work on that. To be fair, I don't think that's going to be too difficult to implement. To be fair, in fact, it's very simple. To be fair, to do that, I have thought about it in the past. I just wanted to make sure that anyone who gets access to it doesn't just like rip off the entire database, because obviously the value in over here realistically is the data. But we can definitely do that. No problem. Yeah, I think someone's saying about ungating and something else. I don't know what channel it was in, but I definitely talked about that earlier. But yeah, sorry I missed your message. I thought I responded, but yeah, I do have a bad habit of reading these things, planning on responding and never doing it. So I need to stop doing that. But yeah, so let me have a look here. Mythic Gaming, thanks for joining us, buddy. First time catching a live stream, always seem to miss it. No problem. Found your channel and already spent 20k and could get using it. Wow, mate, insane. Well done. That's insane. So, well, I massively appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm glad you're finding it good. That is insane. Like I said, there are some good deals on there. So hopefully you use my code when you got Kogita. You did Kogita. Hopefully you use my... I'm glad you're finding it good, Adrian. Yeah. So actually, I was speaking to one of my mentees today. She was like, oh, yeah, I'm really finding it useful. I was like, thank you. I'm glad someone's liking it, because that's, well, it's a simple bit of software, really. It's super useful, isn't it? And the fact it's only 150 for lifetime as well. It's just like one time, you basically made your money back, or it saved you from a nightmare. So yeah, it's I personally think it's a good bit of software, which is why I made it. But yeah, but no, I massively appreciate the feedback, honestly, on that one. Like I said, I'll be honest, it's been a little bit neglected recently, but I'm going to get back onto it. The developer's still working in the background though, still paying her. Yeah, so we've got a big update. I just need to sit down and release it. And then she's also working on now a Discord bot as well, so which is going to be around ungating. And then someone literally gave me a suggestion in here as well around doing something, but with a Discord bot, and I just cannot find where it is now. And it's kind of annoying me now. Is it questions or something? Feature requests. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Where was it? That's actually kind of annoying me now. Anyway. Cool. Yeah, well done, mate, on the Mythic on the old ordering. So yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, I'm glad you're on as well. You managed to catch a live stream. So yeah, normally it's Monday, Thursday. I did this 1 week on Tuesday because I ended up staying up late for Prime Day on Monday. I'm going to stop doing that. I've decided. Although Prime Days are really good, I need to prioritize my sleep a bit more now and focus on just keeping a good sleeping pattern, rather than staying up late. And when I sleep, it gets out of whack. It just gets out of whack. It's really hard for me to get back in shape. So yeah, but definitely need to. I just had another sale. There we go. Nice. This hard-gated CeraVe is going through quite nicely. So yeah, pretty good to be fair. So was that a sale? No, it wasn't. No, actually, no, it's not a sale. Well, it is a sale, but it's from 8.29, so it's not a new sale. But yeah, so yeah, it's all going pretty good. But yeah, so if you are, to be fair, these lives actually do tend to pick up. I can see the gun graph of people watching towards kind of like 9 o'clock actually. But yeah, anyone who's new, who's just watching now, and you got any questions, take advantage. I'm here. Take advantage. Ask a question. So currently running a scan on Create a Catalog right now. I unfortunately didn't use a code. No, whose code did you use then? Whose code did you use? Arbisource's code. I've had a word with him. Okay, I've just got a friend request through, so I'm assuming that's you, friends. Yeah, there we go, cool. There we go, cool. I'll get back to you at the, I've accepted the friend request, but I'll get back to you. No, I appreciate it, mate. Absolutely Mythic, yeah. So tell me whose code you used. I'm going to chase them down. No, it's all good. It's probably the Arbisource one. I need to speak to Callum. But yeah, so, yeah, I got your message, don't worry, yeah. There we go. So I've just messaged you back. But yeah, I'll get back to you later on, mate. I'll be honest, it'll probably be tomorrow. After this, I'm literally going to probably just go and crash out on the sofa. So probably watch some Netflix on or something. I've been re-watching Better Call Saul again. I don't know if anyone's watched that. Great series. Just been watching some of that again. Yeah, I try not to watch too much TV these days. Apologies for yawning. Make you all tired. But yeah, so, I'll go and chill on the sofa for a bit. Oh, some guy teaching me OA, just started expanding my horizons from wholesale to private. Oh, cool. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Cool. Last time I was watching you, you were... Oh, bald. The hair suits you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a while, mate. Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah, so I grew my hair back, I think, in Dubai, I think. Yeah. It was in Dubai because I remember getting a haircut in Dubai. It was ridiculously expensive. Yeah, I've had the hair now for a little while. I thought as I'm, getting older, I'm 40 next year. I thought, I'd better take advantage of the hair while I've got it. Definitely got like a receding hairline, but you can see how far back it goes. So yeah, I thought I'd better take advantage while I've got the hair. I've got a good beard, but yeah, I thought, yeah. But no, I massively appreciate it. So. Oh yeah, my favorite episode in Better Call Saul is the one where he's trying to help that guy keep his house, and then all the little tricks they do, like they blend up some and spoiler alert if you've not watched it, by the way. Where they do that, they change the address, then they like break up some pottery and put it in the ground, so they think it's like an archaeological site, and then they do they get the radioactive element out of the smoke alarms and blend it up and pour it. That's just hilarious. I just love that scene. It's so good. Oh my god. Yeah, I love that show, to be fair. I was sad when it ended, but yeah, it was a good show. Breaking Bad's amazing as well, and then obviously the spin-off, just because it's so good. Such a good character, to be fair. Yeah, so you don't want to hire a lawyer, you want to hire a criminal lawyer. I've not seen I lie. I have seen some of it, but we're talking years ago now. Like, I don't know, 10 plus years ago. I might have to give that a go as well, actually. So I just want to put something on that, Oh, I know. Oh my god, that was so bad. That death. I felt so bad for him. He was such a nice guy in the show, of course. But yeah, so oh yeah, that was really sad, wasn't it? And then he got spoiler alert. But yeah, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, it's such a good show. So yeah, I've been starting to rewatch that, and yeah, it's so good. It's because I've seen it before. I can also just kind of like put it in the background, not concentrate too much on it as well. But yeah, so love that show. There's a new series on Netflix actually, which is around this serial killer. Actually, one of my favorite. Well, I've got several favorite shows on Netflix that they've cancelled. One of them is Altered Carbon. I was fuming they cancelled that. That was one of my favorite shows. In fact, a lot of the shows they cancelled, are my favourite ones. But there was one called, what was it called now? Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. God, what is it called? It's about the serial killers. They go and interview serial killers. How can I not remember what that's called? You can let me know what it is. Oh my God, Mindhunters. That's it, Mindhunters. Yeah, that is such a good show. If you've not seen Mindhunters, that's insane. They cancelled it as well. And then Marco Polo, they cancelled that. That was a Weinstein issue. So, yeah, they cancelled that. And then one of my favourite shows, if you're into sci-fi, is Travelers on Netflix. That is one of my favourite shows by far. I love that show so much. It's so good. But I don't watch too much TV these days, but these are all oldish shows. So, yeah. Mortal saying, I came to Dubai for 2 weeks. I'm going to link you up, but got busy. No, definitely. I'm actually still thinking of moving out there again now. So I'm going to go to Cyprus. I'll probably go next month, to be fair. I think for a month in Cyprus. So I might go in November time, go out there for a month, see what Cyprus is like, see if that's somewhere I consider moving. And then if it's not, I'll probably go to Dubai. I'll be honest, I decided I wasn't going to move to Dubai. And then when I come back, I've found myself missing it more and more. And while I accept that Dubai is not a perfect place, there's got a lot of allure to it. So it's something I'm considering doing again, but I want to try Cyprus first and see what that's like, see if that will suit my lifestyle and stuff. And then maybe, if that's good, I'll maybe go there. And then if not, I'll go to Dubai. But yeah, so, hey, wait a second. You know what I'm going to do? I'm struggling to read the names here. Maybe I'm getting old. So what I'm going to do is I'll pop up the chat and we're going to zoom in. But hey, Grissom, how's it going? I think I said that right, yeah? There we go. Cool. So, Yeah, Grissom. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate you coming on. You're a regular. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all the regulars that come on, and even the new people, to be fair. So I'm pretty good, mate. Can't complain. Tired and been busy, but I love being busy, so it's all good. So I've been doing a lot of mentoring recently, a lot of calls. It surprisingly takes a lot out of you when you do the calls. But yeah, it's been really good, though. What's the lure of Dubai? It's an interesting one. The big thing for me is it's when you go there, it's just a country that feels full of opportunity. It's like going to like a new world, and you just see the opportunity and the growth there. That there's something alluring about that to me. That's like I just like that. It's all go, it's all growth, it's all opportunity, and it's all just like all about success. That's what it feels like to me. It's not a perfect country, don't get me wrong. There's like, obviously with that, there's a lot of building going on, and there's other things as well that aren't necessarily great. But I don't know. And from like a networking point of view, there's loads of successful people moved out there, so that's really good. And everyone who's surrounding you and who's there is all kind of like-minded to you. They're all entrepreneurs. They're all business-minded, success-minded. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing, really. And obviously the weather's nice. Sometimes the weather's horrible. So I do like that. And I don't know. I just like it. And it's the amount of wealth there. It's just insane. Like Lamborghinis are as common as Fiestas. It's just crazy. It's just insane. Yeah. So I don't know. At the time I decided, you know what, this probably wasn't where I was going to live. But then the more I've thought about it, the more I do miss it. Once you accept it's obviously nowhere's perfect, to be fair. But once you kind of accept the downsides of it, then like one thing I definitely miss out there is like I wouldn't get a car. You know, I really enjoy driving, but I think driving out there is just awful. It's just not fun. So yeah, that's one thing I would miss massively. And obviously the greenery is another thing you'd miss as well. I mean, the summers get ridiculously hot. There are some downsides. There's no perfect place, but yeah. But for me, I just don't know. It's just a great country. It's just like so good. Yeah, and it just feels like for someone like me, it just be honestly, I think Personally, I'd just level up to a whole nother level in terms of business and everything about me, basically. So, yeah. Also, as Adrian says, sun and no tax. Yeah, I guess that's that as well. So the weather does certainly help, although, again, it's a double-sided coin. The weather's really nice in winter, but it's horrendously bad in summer. But yeah, so Christina's another fan of Better Call Saul. Yeah, so honestly, that is probably one of my favourite shows, to be fair. So we make a product research live again. Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. What I'll do is I'll try and do this every single Monday, basically. I'll make it like Quick Eater Monday or something like that. We'll do that every time on Monday, yeah. Because I think it's good for people to see the analysis live and see how my kind of thought process and things like that. So yeah, Mortal's saying, Dubai is good for holiday, but not for living. This is not the one. So what do you not like about it then, Mortal? What's your kind of thoughts on it? Why would you not live there? Yeah, if you do miss one highway exit, it does. And honestly, that's one thing I don't like about it is from like I guess from a driving point of view, is that it's like a bit like America. It's like massive motorways, which is good to be fair because it means it's easier to get around. But from like a fun one, the UK is fun to drive, right? Especially if you drive country roads, it's fun. It's nice. I like driving in the UK. I enjoy driving. I go out and sometimes I just go out and drive for like half hour. Not very good for the environment, but I just don't know. I just like it. I just enjoy driving, which is why I need to get an Aston Martin or something like that. But yeah, so I just take out my little Ford C-Max out and just go and drive. I just enjoy driving. I find it relaxing, enjoyable, especially if you get a nice sunny day in the UK. You can't beat that. Countryside in the UK, that is unbeatable in a nice sunny day, I think. But yeah, but then on the flip side of that as well, and I don't mean to be like a downer, but the UK right now is just unfortunately just not going great. It just sucks, really, and it really does upset me and annoys me. But yeah, that's the way it is. But yeah, I think once you accept Dubai is not a perfect place, which is something I've kind of come to accept. But there's nowhere that's perfect. But I'm going to try Cyprus, see what Cyprus is like. Try to go with an open mind, although I do have some preconceptions about it. But I'll try and see if that's a viable option and maybe do that as a middle ground. So, but yeah. So you could so Mythic saying, I believe UK is safest place for business anywhere in the world. Legal system, connectivity, and some investment opportunities. Obviously, US beats on this. I would say probably from a safety point of view, you are probably correct. Legal system definitely in the UK is pretty good overall. I'm not going to, 100%. That is one thing that scares me about Dubai. I'm not going to lie. is that kind of stuff. But yeah, at the same time, from a business opportunity point of view, I genuinely think Dubai is just insane. Like, just the people you meet, the people you hang out with, the environment you're in, it's just crazy. It's hard to, yeah, I don't know. I just like it. I like the lifestyle out there as well. I just, yeah, I don't know. Saying that, I like the UK as well. So I keep this place. So I moved out there, I'd keep this so I can come back to the UK, for however long they'll let me come back without becoming a tax resident again. But yeah, then my tax bill this year is going to be, it's going to be 6 figures basically. That's what my tax bill is going to be this year. That's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, so I don't mind paying my taxes, but yeah, you want to see the services out of it. You want to see what you're getting, what you're paying for. Anyway, let's not get too political about all this stuff. But yeah, so Bert is one for Cyprus. There you go. So, and yeah, so I'm going to give it a go. My only concern with Cyprus, and again, this is a preconception, I've got no idea, because I don't think I have been when I was younger, but is that essentially it'll be quite a relaxed lifestyle, whereas Dubai is all go, hustle, and all that kind of stuff, which is definitely something I like now. When I'm in my 50s, 60s, I'll probably want to do somewhere more relaxed, but right now, I like the energy, I like the go-ness of it all. Yeah, I just love that, basically, and you can just hang out. Yeah, it's just good, basically. I like it. So, and the other thing as well, I get a boat. Either way, if I went to Cyprus or Dubai, I'd get a boat as well. I'd definitely get a fishing boat. So, yeah, that's something I really want. It's a dumb purchase, but it's something I definitely want. Yeah, I wouldn't get a car in Dubai, but I'd buy a boat. But yeah, so let's have a look, catch up with the thing. So Grissom saying, have you used Scan Unlimited? I haven't. I think they reached out to me, and I've just not had a chance to use it. To be honest, I get inundated. I mean, this is a good thing, I suppose, but I get inundated with software companies reaching out with different softwares and stuff like that. It's actually insane. I can't keep up with it. I just can't. I don't have time to review them all and look at them all. It's just ridiculous. So, but yeah, I've not had a chance to look at those stuff. I kind of, once I get into, it's a bad thing actually sometimes, get into like a groove and my own kind of like comfort zone in these things. I'd be more resistant to try new things, but then new things could be better. So yeah, but when you're very busy and you got other things going on, like changing softwares and stuff like that and trying these things sometimes can be, but yeah. Mythic's a bit of a look. I love the UK, right? It's a great country, but I don't like the trajectory it's going on. That's the thing I'm worried about. That scares me, basically. But yeah, but I love this country though. But yes, exactly. This I don't want to get too political, but wow, this current Prime Minister, wow, he's so bad. Oh my God, yeah. So that's the thing that scares me. It's just where we're going to end up in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That's what worries me. Anyway, Cyprus, I think that's the one to try out anyway. So even with a bad PM, UK still UK, generally business and people change to make a country, not politicians. Yeah, but it's the environment as well that's an important thing. Why are we so anti-business in the UK? Why is it, I don't know, we seem to have a sentiment of like anti-success, I don't know, it just feels weird. Maybe it's not anti, but I don't know. It just feels like it's not nurtured, It just doesn't seem to nurture success, which is a real shame, really. And unfortunately, the current, regime, I won't say regime, but the current, I'm not going to get to, anyway, I'm not going to talk about politics because I'll probably annoy some of you. But yeah, so, yeah. So, yeah, Mythic saying the fat tax in the UK is unreal. I will have a 6-figure tax bill this year, without a doubt. Yeah. It will be well into 6 figures, which is going to be really painful to pay. Really painful to pay. There's a lot of things that want to keep me back in the UK, though, but I won't go into too much of that. Anyway, yeah, so where do I live in the UK? I'm in Nottingham. I'm originally from Cambridge, though. I have a property in Cambridge. I have a property in Nottingham. I've just sold the property in Cambridge. Well, I say just sold it. It's going through the process. Taken absolutely ages. I signed the transfer form like 3 weeks ago, and it's still taking time. Yeah, so, but yeah, anyway, so, yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? UK, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, UK downhill. Jealousy. I don't know if it's hatred necessarily, but I think maybe jealousy is a little bit. But I don't know if I'd agree with that necessarily. I think it's not. I mean, maybe for some people, I actually think the word to describe it is hopelessness. That's the word. So it's not jealousy, it's not hatred, it's hopelessness. And especially the younger generation right now, there's a hopelessness about them essentially because they don't see things becoming good. The idea of owning a home for a young person these days is a pipe dream almost. It's just, and that's a sad thing, isn't it, really? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I don't think it's jealousy or hatred. Although I'm not saying there aren't people that aren't like that. I think it's a hopelessness. And that's the thing that's almost worse, actually. I think. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I feel like my generation is changing. That I'm 21. My generation is a lot more open to entrepreneurship. Yeah, that's true, to be fair. Side hustle stuff, definitely. That's a good thing, to be fair. If only you lived in a country that actually encouraged it. And didn't put all these extra burdens in there for you, like extra tax filings and all this kind of stuff like that, and tax you through the hilt, Anyway, yeah. So Grissom saying I live in London, but London's so expensive. We'll move to Manchester next month. Okay, yeah, Manchester's cool. I went there. I met the owner of AMA there, about a month ago, 2 months ago. I was actually surprised at how nice, man. Well, the outskirts weren't that great, I'll be honest, but the city centre actually I thought was quite pleasant. Actually, went out for a few drinks and stuff, and I actually thought, you know what, this is actually quite nice. I actually kind of like Manchester, to be fair. Yeah, I actually quite liked it. So I didn't think I would, but actually, I thought the city centre actually, especially with the bar, where the bars were. I don't know much about Manchester, but it was, there were some nice apartments there. We went to this guy's fancy penthouse, then went out for some drinks and walked across the river. It was very nice. I liked it. I was like, it's quite nice actually. Yeah. But yeah, apparently it's impossible to find rental properties there, or like really hard. But yeah, anyway, so any advice on sourcing Cogito that I've missed? I'll be honest, I'm pretty much an open book when it comes to sourcing. I've pretty much taught everything that I know. What are the, other little tips, really? I guess one thing I'm neglecting a little bit right now on Cogito, I guess because it is more wholesaley, there's more quantities, some of those slower selling items that have maybe done quite well for me in the past, but with the current sort of climate of Cogito, I think maybe a little bit more risky. When I first got into Cogito, it wasn't anywhere near as popular, so you can kind of get away with those slower selling items. Now that I've come along and promoted it, a lot of people were using it. I think some of those, it could be a bit more dangerous to buy those. So I genuinely think there probably are other strategies that I'm not even aware of, but those are the ones that I use basically. Are you OA or move to wholesale? I'm still OA basically. I consider Cogito OA, but yeah, I'm OA. I'll be OA for a long time. I actually know some really good wholesalers. I probably should actually call them up at some point and open an account, but yeah. For now, I'm just happy with OA. I do A2A, I do Cogito. That keeps me busy enough, to be fair. Those are pretty much my three things that I do. So yeah, Cogito. So A2A is just running in the background. You just have it in the background when you're on the computer. It's a passive sourcing method. You've got that running in the background. Then you've got your Cogito, which for me, I use the price drops. I just run it every hour, on the hour when I'm on my computer. It takes 5-10 minutes, and then in between that I can then do other sourcing or other work as well. So that's pretty much where it's OA sourcing, where you actually have to knuckle down and focus for a while. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Did you feel like clearing out stock is now too risky? Is there a threshold where you decide not to clear out stock? What do you mean? Why would it be risky now? You mean to get money back for Q4? I think now is probably, if you're going to do it now. I think it still can be done. If you really get your money back for Q4, definitely got plenty more time in Q4. We've got 2 more months to go, 2.5 months, 2 months, 2.5 months at least. I think if you want to clear stock out now, definitely do it and get your money back and start buying stuff. Absolutely. Still plenty of time for Q4. Still plenty of time. But yeah. So, this start tanking. No, be paid. Well, it depends how long you have the stock in for. I think with OA, if you understand and realize that with OA, A2A, even sometimes Cogito to a certain extent, you may have to hold the stock for 2 or 3 months. If you accept that, your life becomes much easier, and you realize that you can make big profits. So just for example, I've just had another sale here. I've got 35 of these things left, right? I bought 750. I had to wait 2 months. It might have been a bit more actually, before the price came back, because everyone tanked it down. So I was like, you know what? I know I'm going to make good money on these. I'm going to sit and be patient, and now I'm making a fortune off them. Making £9 profit per unit. I bought 750 of them. So what's that? 750. Where's my calculator? Times by 9. £6,750. Knock off 750 for returns and whatever expenses and stuff. So that listing made me $6,000. All I had to do was wait 2-3 months for the price to come back. So once you accept that, life becomes very easy on Amazon, really. It's when you panic and sell too quickly. As long as you're buying the right listings that sell quickly, and this one sells, by the way, it's not the fastest selling one, I don't think. Let's have a look. It's okay, actually, it's quite fast. Never mind, it's $4,000 a month. That's not true because we just went through Prime Day. Okay, it's normally about $1,000 a month, to be fair. Okay, yeah, so it does sell pretty well, to be fair. Yeah, it does. This one sells actually pretty quickly, but people still panic sold it. People still panic sold this listing, and dropped the price down. I can see it. They dropped it down massively. So yeah. Whereas I'm sat here making big fat profits on it. So, and it's once you accept that, life becomes much easier. Oh, yeah, I think I showed it earlier, didn't I? So, at the beginning of the stream, I'll show you again. I'll give you an update. So this is today. Now, £472 profit for the day. That's today. And then... like I said, I was showing in one of these ones anyway. Where is it? It's not that one. I had a screenshot earlier of these. Sorry, guys. I'll just screenshot it again. I had a really good day the other day on the 7th of October. That was my best day I've had in a long time, actually. A long old time. To have a day like this was pretty good. I'll screenshot that one again. There we go. It's 1,000 profit in one day, which is pretty good. I use Repricer. Right now I'm just using the STK Repricer. So, and then the month to date is going to be month to date. Screenshot this don't want to spoiler it for you, but yeah, 4266. Not too bad really. So we've gone up a little bit since I began the stream, but yeah. So there you go. It's not too bad really. So 900 units and 27% ROI. To be honest, I'm having to clear some stuff out. I've cleared out some Clinique. That goes hard gated soon. I've cleared out some CeraVe. Hurting my ROIs a little bit, but yeah. So no, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mythic. Thank you. So I'll be honest, it's a bit of a side hustle for me at Amazon at the moment. I'm spending so much time mentoring. I spend so much time on, actually I would say the social media doesn't take up too much time these days, but the mentoring is taking a huge amount of my time up. Even when I'm not doing calls, I'm building curriculums out. I'm recording videos for the mentees and stuff like that, and doing things like that, and doing some sourcing as well. So yeah, it's been good. I enjoy it though. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Let me just catch up with the chat though. Create is now beauty and healthcare brand. So Create is now health and beauty care brands. How in the future add other categories? Okay, So I'm not sure if they've got any plans to go into that area. I've got no idea. I think they used to do that kind of stuff, and they took it away. So I feel like they probably won't do. So Mortal was saying, what would you do if you got hit with a transparency violation but couldn't get the code from manufacturer? Do you just accept the violation and move on? So yeah, I would never get caught out like that, basically, because I would never send something in that didn't have a transparency code. And if you FBM it, you have to upload the code. And if something was in already and it got transparency, they normally give you a warning. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to accept the violation, I think. Although I hate accepting violations. So how did that happen? Did you FBM it? Is that what happened? Did you FBM it and then they're asking you to put a code in? I'm assuming that's what happened. Mythic, Reprice, use STK one right now. I'm going to move over to either Be Cool or there's a new one called Ascent. I might give them a go. Again, right now I just don't have the bandwidth to think about. So the sale. Yeah. I don't have the bandwidth to think about moving right now. I just don't have the time. The one I've got is fine, does the job. Summer, thank you for joining us, by the way. Can you make a consistent and steady income with Amazon? I want to start Amazon and move into properties. Is it possible? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Ask Built to Graft. He's on the. We might not be. He might have fallen asleep by now. But yeah, he does that. He has properties. He does Amazon. Yeah, you can actually. I mean, I just showed you my numbers. This is my previous month. This is gross profit, but this is the previous month. I'll show you now. This is what I made last month. I'm not saying everyone can do this. I mean, you can do. You just need to have the capital. So, but you can build it up. I didn't start off making this money. I've been doing it for 3 years and 2-3 months now. So, you just build up over time. But yeah, of course, you can make crazy money on Amazon. That's gross profit. Knock off a little bit for, a little bit for expenses and stuff. I won't reveal exactly because it's part of the next video I'm going to do. So I don't want to spoiler it. But yeah, honestly, I'm small fry, genuinely. There are people out there that are making 3-4 times more than that I know of. And then there's guys out there that are making probably 100 times more than I made. I don't know, ridiculous amounts of money every month. Yeah, absolutely can be done. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Amazon is like, and I think this is a good thing. I actually, I've got it in my Canva I have, but I made myself like a life plan on how I was going to do it. And basically, it starts off the top as almost like a pyramid, basically. And Amazon's at the top. I consider the fast money, and then what I was going to do is trickle that money down into other things. So it'll go into like maybe other businesses, which is kind of what I'm doing. I'm putting that money into like software and my social media and things like that. And then you take the money from that, and it goes into slower and slower things. Tends to be that as you go down the pyramid, the slower it becomes, the safer it is. But it's slow. It brings you in less money. So Amazon can bring you in like, let's say you're buying products 30% ROI. You can do that. Let's say you can churn that money 4 times a year, for example. Then you put it in something like software or something like that, which is definitely slower. Although if you exit it, you can make a lot of money. Then you put it in something like property, which is safer for the long term, but you're only going to get like a 10% yield or something, or a year on that. So you can trickle your money down into safer and safer things. But it all seems to start with Amazon. That's where the fast money comes in, and then you can trickle that down over time. So if you want to, but yeah. Anyway, so basically you'll get to a point where your risk tolerance with Amazon will end, and then you'll be like, okay, I've got too much money in Amazon. I'm going to start trickling it out now. But yeah, so I've got a whole thing I made, kind of a life plan of mine. Actually, I've not looked in a while. I actually need to update it. But yeah, so you beat me on profit in one day. Look, Mythic, we all start from somewhere. Do you want to see? Let me show you my very first month. 2022, 6th of July 2022. Yeah, that was my first sale, July 2022. So let me get up July 2022. It's probably a really good month. I don't know. Have a look. So going from the 1st to the 31st. Here we go. This is my very first month on Amazon. Here we go. I'm going to screenshot it for you. There we go. There we go. So I'll be honest, that's pretty good. Your first month in business. I had help, to be fair. I had some friends who were doing Amazon, so I was able to, nag them about advice and stuff. But you've got that now. You've got me. You've got the community you can go into. You can and ask questions in there. And if you really want to really accelerate your business and get it going, you can get mentoring from me, which I now offer. And yeah, I'm going to say it's not cheap, right? But it is so cheap, it's ridiculous. And the price is way too low on that mentoring. Because now I've realized the amount of work into it and the amount of value people are getting. I'm like, the price is going up and a decent amount, basically. So yeah, so that was my first year. So it's all just like, don't compare yourself to others. Like, use it as inspiration. Use me as inspiration. And go, look, I'd like to be like where Mogul is now, or beyond. And there's people in my community, like Shmi, for example, who has surpassed me, and she's absolutely crushing. She did like 13 or 16K last month, whereas I just did, it was 10, and then unfortunately a few refunds. Now it's like 957 or whatever it is. Can't remember now, but yeah, so it was over 10 at one point, but I've had a few refunds in there. But yeah, use it as inspiration and just grow. It all takes time. It all just takes time. But yeah, so anyway, let's scroll. What's going on here? So look at the number of views. Cool. They've got a good number of people in, actually, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys coming and watching. Yeah, so absolutely, yeah, this is what I do these for. So I'm on here every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. And you can come and ask me anything about Amazon, and I'll do my best to help and answer you. That's what you can do. So and you've also got the community. So link in description for everything I mentioned here. You've got Cogito in there. You've got you get £100 off your first order using my code FBA Mogul. You've got the mentoring link in there if you want to book a call with me, talk about mentoring. You don't have to though. You've got the community in there as well, which is free. We've got over 2,100 people in there now. It's been a little bit slow in there recently, but if you ask a question, people will help and answer. I'm in there as well. And yeah, you've got over here if you want to get that. And also, by the way, I'm honestly so bad at promoting stuff. I've literally done this for you guys. There's a link in there because I'm giving away a MacBook, and this is the MacBook. So if you want to win a MacBook Air, there's a link in description. Go and get it. Get entered, and not many people have entered, so you've got a good chance. So that's the MacBook Air there. I'm gonna give it away. So every year I give away a MacBook. So last year I gave away a MacBook. There's a guy, I can't remember who won it now. A guy in Profit Suite won it. Coley, I think his name was. Won it, and this year, who knows who's going to win it. And it's not just MacBook, it's a MacBook, it's a £100 gift card from Amazon, and also some AirPods as well. So there's 3 prizes. But yeah, all those links in the description, basically. Worst promoter ever. I'm like the worst salesman ever, honestly. Genuinely. Yeah, so let's catch up with the old chat things. What's going on chats here? So yeah, built to graph saying put into a long-term investment, 100%. Yeah. So love to get to the point where I can say I've made too much money from Amazon. I mean, I don't think anyone's at that point right now, apart from me. The only person I'd say that possibly can say I've made too much money from Amazon is Jeff Bezos. I'm happy with where I am, kind of, although I wish I had more. But no, I'm happy with the progress I've made, and with the risk tolerance that I've got. The thing with Amazon, just be patient. You've got to be build it up patiently over time. But I think the only person who can say that really is Jeff Bezos, and even he might say I want more. So yeah, always watching, learning from people. Yeah, no, I was like, 100%, mate. Yeah, I can see that from you, to be fair. But yeah, just saying, use people for inspiration. I remember when I first started, I saw people making big numbers, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I want to get to that point. And yeah, I've kind of done it. I need to really get beyond the 10,000 a month now, really. But I have to really knuckle down now and do some more sourcing and more buying. Just for me, Amazon, honestly, it's not my full-time thing. I actually focus more on my social media, my community, and my mentoring. And Amazon now for me is more of a side thing, but it still makes me 10,000 a month. So, it's still pretty good. But I would like to get my next goal really is to knuckle down, get to 20,000. That's my next goal. Outside of Q4. But if I can get there in Q4 as well. But yeah, I'll get to 20,000. I think I can do it, to be fair. Just need to sit down and source just more, basically. As simple as that. I don't really talk about how much the mentoring is on here. If you want to find out, book a call with me. There's a link in the description for that. We'll just have a chat about it. And I don't want to just say, hey, it's X amount. I need to sell it to you. I need to tell you what you're going to get, the value from it, which is insane, and then from then I need to give you the price within the context of what you're going to get, essentially. So, but yeah, it's not necessarily cheap, but actually it is really cheap what it is. The price is going up. When we get to 10 mentees, I'm putting the price up. So I'm at 6 out of 10 right now. 6 people in there right now. Awesome people, by the way. Awesome. Everyone in there is so awesome, honestly. Yeah, and when it gets to 10 people, the price is going up by £1,000, just to give you an idea. So, some of you can book a call with me for mentoring if you want, or even if you want to have a chat and ask about Amazon, use the mentoring call. It's fine. You can book a call with me and I'll help you. I'm happy to do that. That's a 1 hour call as well, so you can book that in and get a full hour with me for free if you want, Summer. So go ahead and book that in. Anyone else who wants to do that as well, wants to just chat to me, even if you're not necessarily interested in the mentoring program, come and book a call with me for an hour. Normally I only do 15 minutes, by the way, but I'll throw that for you guys now. Use that thing, book a call with me. You can ask me anything about Amazon. I'll help you for free, basically. So I'm a big believer in giving back. People helped me when I started. I'm happy to help you. So no problem doing that whatsoever. So should I say them? Oh, I don't know if I should say. No, you got to book a call with me. That's the only caveat. If you want to find out how much it is. Like I say, it's good value. It genuinely is good value. Hopefully someone who's already doing the mentoring program will come here and say, although it's still early days, it's really good. Got to get the video to get the hour. Yeah. Definitely got to like it. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate it. I never tell people to do that, actually. I need to do that. But yeah, so okay, let me catch up questions here. I feel the trick is knowing how to read the charts on SellerAmp, which is what I'm struggling with. Absolutely something I can help with 100%. Yeah, that is an incredibly important thing to do, Summer. On my YouTube channel, go to the lives, okay, and look at the one before this, after this is finished. I did a Cookieto sourcing session on there. And in that, I go through and analyze products, and I'm articulating my thought process. Really valuable in there. Now, I'm using Keeper, which is very similar to SellerAmp in terms of I'm using SellerAmp as well, but I use the Keeper charts there to look at and do an analysis. They're the same charts essentially, but yeah, go and look at that and see. Book the call in with me as well, and can help you. But yeah, you've got that kind of stuff, and I've got a few other Cookieto sourcing sessions where I've done that, where I'm literally just sitting and talking about my analysis. I think I'm pretty good at analyzing deals, to be fair, these days. So I don't know how many deals I've analysed, but it's in the thousands. So yeah. So Nihal's saying, unfortunately, I purchased some incorrect items, which I realised when I received them. Do prep centres pick up and everything like this? They should do. If they're a good prep centre, they should do. Yeah. Depends how busy they are. But yeah. So Mythic's saying, any thoughts on doing private label in the future? It's definitely very lucrative business model. My private does an average of $230. Yeah, absolutely. It can be absolutely Mythic. I've got no issues with private label. I don't know if I'll end up doing it. I'll be honest. I'm not sure I see myself doing Amazon in the next 5 or 10 years. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I do enjoy doing this, to be fair. We'll see how my tolerance on it, I suppose. But I might end up transitioning in, say, 5, 8, 10 years into something else. I don't know. So I'll probably continue to push what I'm doing now. I'll probably really knuckle down and build some good systems in place to get to the point where I can push my business to 20, 30,000 profit a month with me doing it part-time and mainly focusing on the social media and mentoring. But yeah, do I see myself doing private label? I'll be honest, probably not. What I probably see myself doing more is wholesale and maybe brand direct. I think private label for me is probably just not the way I'm going to go. You can definitely make good IR on it. Don't get me wrong, you can do. But I just don't. I want to say, I don't think it's a good beginner method. I'm not saying it's a bad method. It's a really good method. Really good. Like private label, brand direct, all that kind of stuff is fantastic. Just not for beginners. Start with online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, and maybe even a little bit A2A. It's fine for beginners. Once you've done a year or so in Amazon, then you can look into these things. Once you know what you're doing on Amazon, essentially, definitely go into that. And private label can be extremely lucrative. My good friend Nikos Marco, go and check out his channel. He teaches private label. He talks about private label. He's been doing very well from it. Yeah, no problem, Summer. I'm happy to help. So I appreciate you coming on here. So I'm happy to give back to you and give you that hour for free. You're debating yourself, fair. Yeah, am I? I don't know. Yeah, I do that all the time. Oh dear. I don't want to frazzle my brain with keep it still there. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. It's fine. Absolutely, 100%. Grisman, do you sell any FBM products now? No, I don't. But I just can't be. My lifestyle doesn't really allow it, and I don't want to allow it. I am missing out on so many opportunities where I could be sending stuff in myself, but I don't want to do that. So I stick to FBA. You can definitely, there are some products that are definitely more FBMable. You're going to make more money doing that, but obviously you have to actually either get your prep center or yourself to actually FBM them. For me, it just doesn't fit with my lifestyle. It's not my kind of thing. So I'm not really, it's not something I'm necessarily interested in doing, basically, but you can definitely, especially with Q4, could be really good, to be fair. For me, Mythic, the main thing is really there's a lot to learn with Amazon. All right, so I think why put that burden on you when you first start out? Firstly, it's riskier to do private label. I don't know, Mythic, do you get your stuff from China or are you doing it from UK? What's your model, basically? But obviously with Amazon, there's a lot to learn. Amazon platform isn't easy for new sellers. So you need to understand the nuances behind it, how it works. And that's hard enough without having to create listings, do photography, do descriptions, learn PPC, which you can burn money, buying a lot of stock when you don't know what's going on Amazon, you don't understand the platform. If you have to buy a container or whatever it is from China, that's too much for me. The main thing about doing OA is you're selling branded items. So you're selling, you can't sell Apple, but Nike, Apple, whatever. You can sell Nike, by the way. But you're taking a branded item, right? You don't need to sell it. It sells itself. You don't need to advertise it. You don't need to push it. The listing's already there. Everyone knows whose Apple is already. So, you don't have that part of that business is gone. The marketing side, the selling side, I guess, is the finding customer side. It's the marketing, basically. It's the marketing side. Essentially, that is taken care of for you. So it makes life much easier. And you can literally hit the ground day one and make money. That's a really good thing as well. Again, once you know all that stuff and you know Amazon, okay, you understand the nuances and things like that, yeah, layer on private label. 100%. I recommend it, definitely. You don't have to. I just like doing OA, it's just easy. But yeah, you can definitely layer OA on there. Let definitely layer on private label on there afterwards. But yeah, for a beginner, I personally don't like it. Now, if you want to do it, if you're like, I want to do private label, get a mentor. Go to Nikos Marco and speak to him and get a mentor who will walk you through it because they'll stop you spending $5,000 on some rubbish from China, and you get it here and you're stuffed basically, and your business has lost money from day one. That's why I think with OA, it's risk-free. You buy something from John Lewis, right, and you get it and you're like, oh, I made a mistake. Just send it back. Full refund. They'll even pay for the shipping for you. You just can't go wrong with OA. Same with RA. You can just return it. It's such a risk-free model. It's so good. And you can make really good money from it as well. China, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, Mythic. Yeah, so yeah, it's... PPC in itself is literally that is a big, like you're saying, it's a skill. Yeah, that is a skill. If you just PPC alone is a job, essentially. If you are good at PPC, you can say you can make a living off it, basically, because that is, and not just in Amazon, but in other things, areas as well, like Google and stuff like that. But yeah, Grissom, I found a Bernard, but FBA is not. I don't know. FBA is not have a profit. Just have a FBM profit. Okay, I see what you mean. We'll work source store. Suggest them last time. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they do FBM. I assume they do. But yeah, sometimes if I see a product like that, by the way, I just personally would just skip it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. Tends to be those kind of items are kind of the heavy items where it's not, or bulkier items where it's not worth sending in and Amazon charge you a fortune, and you can send it yourself for quite a good price, through FBM. Those are the kind of products that you're kind of looking at there when it comes to doing FBM. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. It's a viable model. I know some sellers out there literally just do FBM. It's their entire business model. They've got a big warehouse. They send things like FBM. They've got all the contracts in place for all the different things like Hermes and Royal Mail and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Absolutely fine. It's whatever your lifestyle is. I like to be able to bugger off and go to Dubai for 3 months and not have to worry about my business because the way I've built it, I do that. So you can. I'm not like poo-pooing anyone's like model or anything like that, but it just personally doesn't work for me. But yeah, so PPC, yeah, skill though. Some company just headhunt me from an agency, company for advertising job. Skills like PPC don't disappear even with your business going down. Yeah, PPC is like is a skill in itself. Yeah. Always good for so many different things. And that's why, again, I think it just de-risks everything. You can make money from day one as a beginner. You de-risk everything, essentially. You can start with a small amount of money, £500,000. And, there's basically no downsides. The only downside, I suppose, you might run into is, like, IP complaints and stuff like that. But as long as you're careful, you watch my videos, you go into my YouTube, my Discord server, you read my guides. Guys out there, check out FBAmogul.com. There's loads of guides out there. Of all sorts of things, from doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, all sorts of stuff. There's all that out there for free. So I love giving stuff out for free, guys. So the only thing I don't do is the mentoring, because that is so freaking time intensive. There's no way I could do it for free. I wish I could, but no way. Absolutely no chance. And so the current price right now, it's just too cheap. It is, but it's the introductory offer. It's fine. I'm learning as well, which is an important thing as well. So yeah. Yeah, normally like sell FBA, but I will make brand direct this brand. Yeah, first time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay, if you got a good one there, 100%. If it makes sense, do it. Honestly, that's yeah, could be a good opportunity. So one good thing about that is it excludes people like me that I wouldn't say lazy, but like I don't want to do that. So even if you gave me that opportunity, I would turn and I could make money from it. If it doesn't fit within my lifestyle, unless it was like crazy money, of course, I'd turn that down. I'd be like, okay, unless I could literally, it was making enough money where I could hire a warehouse and then someone to manage it for me, I would turn that opportunity down. But if you're willing to put that graft in and do that, then good on you, mate. Do it. There are so many ways to make. I've heard, Anyway, I'm not going to go too much into it. I don't want to like not dox people, but like give up their business models. But yeah, I know so many ways you can make money on Amazon. It's just insane. But yeah, so I spent over 400 with Par from Direct, and they sent me damaged product, which I obviously returned. Hence, what I always give. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, damaged products. I mean, in theory, even with wholesale, I guess even with like private label, you could argue, look, maybe I don't know what private label's like for getting refunds from Chinese sellers, but yeah, with wholesale, hopefully there's, I don't know what it is with, but you should get some sort of refund or something like that. But yeah, if they don't deliver it correctly, but yeah, and obviously with OA, it's just risk free, really. So yeah. Brand ROI, if you've got that, that's awesome, mate. Absolutely amazing. I guess the only risk I see with that really is, of course, that other people will end up discovering it and jumping on. So what you want to try and do is get a brand direct where you are the only person on there. And again, one thing I've heard of people doing is actually saying to the brand, look, I'll look after your brand on Amazon. I'll run your Amazon account on Amazon for you. Obviously with that, then I'll do the PPC and stuff like that. But obviously, I want exclusivity, so I'll keep the other people off there. I'll look after the brand. I'll look after the images, the listings, all that kind of stuff. Look after all that for you, because some brands don't want to deal with Amazon themselves. Amazon's a pain in the butt, So why don't So if you can get that going and get that exclusivity, that's where the real money comes in. So yeah, try and get that if you can, mate. But yeah, you got to prove yourself first, though. Apparently, it's quite hard to get refunds, especially if you're average supplier from China. Wholesale is fairly easy. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what I probably imagine. To be fair, so yeah. I guess with wholesale, you've got to accept some kind of breakage. I guess it depends what you're doing. you know. But yeah, I think and it's probably the same with private label as well. So yeah, wow, we've been on for an hour and a half. It's been an awesome session, guys. It was a little bit slow at one point. I was getting a bit worried, but as usual, you guys have asked some really good questions, kept it going, which I massively appreciate. But yeah, nearly at £500 for the day now. What was I on before? I can't remember now. What was it before? That was the first month I did on Amazon. That was the last month. That was this month. And this one that's my best day. Okay, I've had a few sales since I'm on 488 right now. So 488. So I probably will hit 500 for the day, which is not too bad, to be fair. I'll take £500 a day. You know, that'll do. You know, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Brand rate is the way to go, mate, especially under contract. Yeah, get a contract, yeah. When will the competition end? It ends on the 18th of December or 20th, somewhere around just before Christmas, essentially. And then it'll be sent out to the winner in time for Christmas. UPS next day delivery. It'll be there in time for Christmas. It's a MacBook Air M4 let me get it. What are the specs? It's a really good one. It's an M4, 16 gig of RAM, 256 SD storage. The M4 chip is a beast of a chip. I've got a Mac Mini down there with an M4 chip. It's freaking amazing. It is we had a little vote maybe a month or so ago on the color. I went for silver in the end. So it's silver. It's like the worst picture ever, but there you go. You can see silver. Yeah, and look how thin it is. It's amazing. So if you want to win this, or a Amazon voucher or a gift card, there's 3 prizes, by the way. So you don't win all of them. First prize is the MacBook Air. Second prize is the AirPods. Third prize is the thingy-bob, the voucher. Enter below. There's a link there. So there's loads of ways to enter. And yeah, it's awesome. I love giving stuff away like this. It's weird. I just love giving away stuff. It's insane. I actually prefer buying stuff for other people than myself. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, mate. Adrian, I hope you win it, mate. I hope you win it. I'd love to be able to give it to you, mate, honestly. So, yeah. So, yeah, it'll be good. Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions? No problem, mate. Happy to have you on, and thank you for coming on, by the way. Yeah, that's what I try and do. Entertain you, inform you. What more do you want, eh? It's like dinner and a show. What more do you want? Yeah, no problem, Summer. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now in a second. Yeah, it's getting a little bit late for me, and I need to go and chill and go to bed, basically. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming on. But yeah, Chris, I'm saying I started 5 months ago. Find brands and contact them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, to be fair. Contact brands. Ask them for an account with them. Now, if they're a big company like Nivea or Nike or whatever, you're never going to get an account with them. But then you can say, hey, what you kind of can I find out who your distributors are, please? And I'll give you a list of distributors, and that way you know you're getting a good distributor from directly from the brand. And then yeah, that's the way to do it, basically, and go from there. So not that I've done it myself. I'm not a brand direct kind of person. I probably should do it at some point, but yeah, I'm just I guess in a way I'm kind of lazy. I just like to go onto a website and order. So yeah, I don't have to phone people up, but it can be a very good thing, to be fair. So especially when you've got a bit of money behind you, which you tend to need for wholesale, tend to need for brand direct, tend to kind of need for private label. But yeah, for OA, start with £500, £1,000, you know, and yeah, and go from there. Thanks, guys. Thanks everyone for coming on. It's been awesome. Again, final little call. If you want to check out OA Hero, the link's there. If you want to check out mentoring, links in the description. All links in the description for Cogita, mentoring, all this kind of stuff. MacBook giveaway is there as well. I'm looking forward to giving that away to someone just before Christmas as well, and plus the other bits as well. But yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Guys and girls, I should say. I massively appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on Monday, 8 p.m. for a Cogita sourcing session.